Everyone, welcome back to a new episode of Rambling Teatime.
Hey guys, how you doing?
What is going on, my dear sister? How has your life been treating you so far this week, this day, this month? How has it been? Don't look at me like that. How has it?
It's fine. I
Okay,
just I don't know why you're
I'm being dramatic
or whatever you're
because
doing, I don't
life is
know.
dramatic,
Uh-huh, uh-huh,
and sometimes
uh-huh.
when life gives you lemons, you would prefer oranges instead because but lemons were cheaper when you were at the market, so you decided to just get them instead.
Right. Okay. So, what have you been doing lately?
I have been catching up on Overlord. Because season 4 just came out, and I decided that I should watch the anime. Because I read the manga,
Mm-hmm.
and I know it's based on LN and all that stuff. And wow, people were not joking when they said that the anime is literally way ahead of the manga. Like the most recent chapter I remember reading the manga
Mm-hmm.
is in season 3, and then the anime continues. And the anime for season 3 is like 2 years old.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it's way behind, and but Overlord is very fun. You know the synopsis of Overlord, yeah, and stuff
I
about it.
watched the first season of Overlord.
Okay.
I am familiar with it. I did not watch the other seasons
Mm-hmm.
because I don't know. I just wasn't drawn.
That's fair. I quite enjoy it because well, I already read it, so I enjoy it. But I really am glad I watched this. The all the voice work that they got, especially Ain's voice, is very good. I like the voice actor that they got to do his voice work, and it really just it took me back from the beginning of the series all the way to where I am right now, and it made me remember a few things, and made me literally like laugh at the juxtaposition of how Ainz as a character is himself is bumbling too through like trying to be this big like important overlord for all his underlings, and at the
Mm-hmm.
same time he's trying to be like a good parent because they're kind of like a little bit crazy, most of them, because they're mostly monsters, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you see how he's going through the series and stuff is just like falling into place, and especially Demir's being like, did you guys realize the great plans of Lord Ainz? And then Ainz
But
is like, wait, what great plans?
he
It's like,
didn't
oh,
really.
yeah, and there's so many times where he's just like, so tell me what you think we should do going forward. Tell them what you know of my plan so that he could figure out what he needs to do. But I really do like how season 3 verse stuff really, in my opinion, kind of kicks off.
Mm-hmm.
Where the other like human territories are finding out about him, and he's like going all out, and he's like, yeah, I'm freaking Sorcerer King, and people are freaking out when he instantly kills like 70,000 people of an army with one spell and all sorts of shenanigans, and just it's great. I am enjoying where it's going, and I'm going to probably definitely going to watch season 4 when it's completed.
It's ongoing right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right, right.
Because and the reason why I'm also jumping shit to the anime is because, like I said earlier,
It's
it's
ahead.
way ahead
Yeah.
of the goddamn manga, and I kind of want to know what's going on,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm enjoying it. Season 2 was probably the slowest season, and I didn't like the opening for season 2. I
Okay.
hated the opening for season. All the music and it's been so far pretty good. But yeah, it's been good to see the slight differences that the manga has versus the anime and stuff.
Like
Nothing
what?
just like certain definitely the interactions with a few characters and some of the things they've said. You get further like a little bit more like reasoning for some characters. You also get like a little bit more background and stuff for certain characters in the manga, but I also realized that they also did it in the anime, and I think that's what I like. Overlord is pretty good. I really do enjoy how they actually show you even people that are going to die to Ainz, and especially background of like other groups of humans and just like maybe what we consider small bit characters.
Mm-hmm.
You still see their background story and stuff like that. You see how Ainz is the character, how he's like from the beginning I'm become this big monster, but I don't really care a lot for humanity. but he's still not like he's ruthless. He's getting even more and more ruthless, but he still has a certain like principles and guidelines that he'll follow and things like that. Like he respects like people who care about their friends. He respects honor and stuff like that. And if you like, there's like a scene in the first season where he gained help or like knowledge just from like some people. Like, he didn't really care when they died,
Mm-hmm.
but later on he finds out that like the girl's sister was like being helped and was helped by somebody that was under him,
Mm-hmm.
and she got kidnapped and something like that. He's like, you know what, I made a promise, and I also am returning a favor because of somebody who died who assisted me a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
So it's stuff like that that you see from him, and it's pretty interesting. I really like the development of the character, and he really is this big monster dad, really in a weird way. That's why I really like Imes as a character. Enjoyable main character. Even his bungling. It's amazing how Overlord does that though. Like juggles the comedy bits and the super seriousness and everybody dying instantly. But yeah, I like it. It was pretty fun to finally watch the anime. The CGI could use some work though. Oh
There's
god.
CGI.
There is CGI
I don't think there
for
was any in the first season.
probably didn't see some of the monster stuff that comes up later on. It gives me like, you remember the first season of Kingdom type of vibes?
I actually didn't watch it, but I know about it, yeah.
Yeah, it's that type of CGI for like when they're like, we are just going to copy and paste hundreds of like soldiers or what are that all like the same and
Mm.
monsters and too. It is the one place where the manga probably shines better because you know the art style you could draw properly and stuff, but it just seeing that stuff move.
It's unpleasant, I'm
It
sure.
isn't. It isn't. It isn't. No, it isn't good CGI.
Unpleasant. Just
It's
say.
yes, it's unpleasant. It's because it doesn't, it doesn't look like the art style. It's not super stickoty, and I get why it's like that, but at the same time, it's just so like, ugh,
Ugly.
ugh,
It's
you know, it
ugly.
is very ugly.
Yeah.
It is not good. It's not done perfect. It's just, it's like I understand y'all want to cut corners and save all the actual animation for characters and stuff like that, but
You,
and because when you're because I can understand when you're just copy and pasting this like an army of monsters or army of soldiers, it's easy to just like send these CGI monsters and these CGI things to things. But when you're watching it and you're seeing a whole bunch of them, like
I feel like you lose the essence of anime as we
yeah,
know
it
it
just
though when that's done.
it's not the worst thing in the world. It's just that when you see a whole bunch of them together, all moving at the same type of pace, type of way, I understand it's an army, but it just looks so
Sloppy and
jarring.
ugly.
It's just so jarring. At
Yeah, yeah,
least
yeah.
it is just for the armies for most things. Like whenever they do that,
It can use some work.
it
It
can.
can use some work. The ones that I hate the most is when you just see people walking on the street. Have you seen CGI people walking on the street? I'm not talking about in the streets, like real streets,
Of
but in the
course not.
show,
Yeah.
right? Just walking on the street, it's like, why his foot bend like that? Like people don't
Yeah.
walk like this. They don't
Yes.
look like this when they walk.
Yeah.
It's the
It
strange,
is some is
odd
yeah.
look.
It's just if it wasn't so stilted, it wouldn't be an issue. But the fact that you can tell that it's CGI and it doesn't like blend in with like the
Yeah.
art style or anything like that. I mean, that's an aesthetic look that can work, and they aren't terrible, and they do stick out. But it's just the movement animations is where I have the biggest issue. It's just
Yeah.
so stilted
You
and
know what? I will
stiff.
mention it.
What?
It was Decide.
Decide? I don't know what this
It's
is.
fine, it's fine. It's an anime that was made for a game. It's based on a game, I believe, a
Ah,
couple seasons ago.
didn't
And
watch it.
the CGI was not bad.
It was
It
good.
was proper.
They had a budget then for it.
Maybe. I won't say that every scene was great, but I thought that of course, there were the people who were on the street who did not. Again, walking is a big problem for me when I see CGI people just walking and they look really odd. But the main characters, I can say most scenes with them and the actions and interactions with the when they were fighting and whatnot, they were good.
Because
And I
they're the
felt,
main characters.
yeah, I felt like their faces, that's another thing. CGI characters sometimes they look dead. Like they don't know how to emote.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah. But I felt like their feelings, their expressions, I could understand them. It's like, okay, this is an angry scene and this person looks angry. This is a sad
Uh,
scene, this person looks sad.
it wasn't just like kind of
Exactly.
blandy.
I want to call it expressive CGI because there's
I call it expensive CGI because they actually put
probably
some work into it.
probably yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's better.
Yeah.
It looks
I'm
better.
surprised that they didn't just like I understand the CGI models, but why didn't they just like, cover like you can blend the stuff in properly with the current art stuff so it doesn't stand out so
It
much.
must be
But
difficult to do that as well
I know
then.
it's probably even more expensive to do
Yeah,
that as
yeah.
well. So but yeah. Overlord is great. Now, doesn't take me to say that it's pretty famous and popular and it's on
Yeah,
its literal
maybe I'll
fourth
give it
season.
another
Yeah,
look.
continue on. Um a lot of stuff in it though super focuses on maybe not the main characters, but that's kind of important.
Okay.
It's strange. It focuses on. It's good. Let me just stop right there. Overlord is good.
Yeah,
Go
okay, I
finish
heard
watch it
you.
or read it.
I
Both
got
are
you.
fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, what have you been up to?
I've been watching the latest.
Hmm.
I have to be up with what's the latest.
Really?
Not really, anyhow.
Super trendy, you aren't you?
Um, exactly. I always when Fashion Week is on, I'm wearing the
Fashion
latest.
Week is still a thing.
Probably.
Okay.
I don't know. Anyway, um, this season of anime is not really speaking to me. I
Oh,
gotta tell
I
you.
mean, well, yeah, we didn't do an anime thing for this season that's currently going
That
on
was on
because it
purpose.
wasn't actually interesting.
Yeah, we did not
Feel
feel
it.
excited.
There were a few things on it, but nothing there that we actually cared about. And the few
Yeah,
things
and
that I knew about, I already read and didn't really care that
right,
they got an
right, right.
anime.
Like the what is it? Tensei Kenja, the one with the guy and the slimes. You read
I
that.
read that, yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty enjoyable, but I didn't really care for that I was getting that anime. It's cool. I got an anime. Woohoo! I get to see Yuji do some bullshit
Yeah,
and these
so
slimes,
I've
but
been watching it.
yes, and
It's
it's
not bad,
it's good.
like you say. It's good, but it's not like all of that,
Yeah,
you
it
know?
is honestly. And the reason why I enjoy reading it is because whenever people do chapters for it, the chapters for it are actually very long.
Hmm.
And you want to know one of the best things about that series
What?
is that it tends to progress the plot every chapter.
Oh, okay.
Things are happening. It feels like
Yeah, yeah. It's
progress
like
is
that.
constantly
Yeah,
being
I agree
made,
with that.
and the main character himself is very kind of proactive in
Hmm.
trying to figure out what's going on and things. I like him.
Yeah, yeah.
He's dead-ish kind of like a kind of way. He has this deadpan eyes and stuff like that, but he's very very proactive in actually pursuing things and figuring what's going on. That's why I love Yuji. And the slimes are great. I just love all that the fact that he's taming creatures and his creatures are talking to him and there's barely any he doesn't have like all of human characters. I mean he runs
Yes,
into them in
companions, yes.
exactly no human companions. It's just him, the slimes, Proud Wolf, and a few others are gonna show up later, and it's fantastic. It's just so much fun reading it. I really enjoy reading it. Yeah,
Yeah, I enjoy watching it as
I'm
well.
glad that you enjoy the anime.
I only added it to my list because we spoke about it.
Yes,
So there's that. Let's see. Um, Kamikuzu Idol.
Kamakuzi. What is that about?
So this one is about this guy. He's in an idol duo
Uh huh.
and he he's not really about it. You know, he got into it because of like the money,
Uh huh.
but he's not about it.
He's tapping out.
Kind of, you
Mm.
know. And he meets this ghost girl who was an
Okay.
idol. So they strike a deal that she'll take over his body and carry out his idol duties, and he can just do
Ah,
whatever else, right? It's a
interesting.
comedy,
Of course it
obviously.
is.
I think this is probably the most comedic thing I'm watching this season. Yeah. Um it's funny. I like it.
It's nice. Just
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
The best part of it, I would say, are his fans. So he has,
Oh.
I'm sure he has more fans, but
Mm.
he has like these three lady fans that they show us.
And they're
And
super wild about him.
yes, they're
Mm.
super well. Like, so sometimes they'll show them um in the bar afterwards, like drinking and getting drunk and talking about how he was so different today and he was so enthusiastic. I think in the beginning they were like, is the world going to end because he was acting like that? You know? He was possessed by the girl though. But then they talk and they're like, you know, you don't know what you're gonna get with him. He's a different person each time, but that's what makes him great and stuff like that. It's so funny, and I think the latest episode that I watched, one of the ladies was saying what that she went on like a training journey
What?
for rock paper scissors because they were holding like this fan meeting, and
Okay.
at the end of it, there's this rock paper scissors competition, and she had come back looking all rugged and beat up and everything
For
before
rock,
they
paper,
had
scissors.
exactly. It was
A game of
ridiculous.
chance that requires you to just.
Exactly. Exactly. Anyhow,
Ah.
it's funny. I like it. It's
Okay.
enjoyable. I think it's enjoyable. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
What about that thing that I've seen everybody talk about? Licorice Recoil.
Licorice Recoil.
Yes.
Yeah, that's on my list as well. Um, I think it will get better.
Hmm.
I hope it gets better. It's not bad right now, but it's just
Okay.
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 It's okay. It, yeah, I don't have anything more to say about it because
I've been seeing other people saying that it's the best anime this season currently.
probably, but again, for me, it still needs to get better.
Mm.
Because if this is the end of it, then
It hasn't. It hasn't. It hasn't peaked in your heart yet. It hasn't reached that threshold where you
from
go
what I am watching though, and from what I know to be out there, they're not wrong. It
mm,
is probably the best
for this season.
anime this season.
Yeah, I figured as much. There isn't a lot
It
that's good
but
this
again,
season.
it needs to show its potential. It really needs to come out in these next couple of episodes to really,
Wow, you. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I also, well, shifting away from anime,
Mm-hmm.
I started to watch Succession.
Okay.
Okay, and I haven't finished it. I am at season 3, and I have to say that it's some of the most enjoyable TV that I've watched in a long time.
What makes it enjoyable?
The characters definitely. Succession is about, a rich billionaire guy who pretty much owns like either the CNN or the Fox of their world,
Mm-hmm.
or our modern day world, and his pretty much trying to find who's going to take over as his heir.
Right.
He has a stroke in like the first season, and all of his kids. We have a older kid who is kind of like a hippie type person, a daughter who is, oof, she is probably the least crazy, but also the most like yabai one.
Mm-hmm.
A son who is the one who's trying to be like, I want to be the leader, I want to take over the one, but he also has like a drug problem. Well, had or have a drug problem. And
Okay.
then we have the other son who's the wild one, and he is a weird sex pervert type of way, but not in the way you think. He doesn't have sex.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, Succession is amazing.
Yeah, I've
It is
seen
absolutely freaking
trailers
amazing.
from it, and I wanted to watch it as well.
Yes, give it a watch if you want. It is truly an interesting look into how the father has manipulated and treated his children all for over all these years,
Hmm.
and how they have actually grown as people and what traits they take away from him and how they want to set out and do their goals. Like the first son, when the father has a stroke, he pretty much not his first son. I think is the second son. I can't remember the names now
It's
because,
fine, it's fine.
but essentially one of the sons tried to take over. The one who had the drug problem,
Hmm.
pretty much tried to take over for a bit, and he pretty much failed. At the end of the first season, while they're at the daughter's wedding, he gets high and goes off and drives with some random kid and gets in an accident
Mm.
in a pool, in a
Hmm.
pond, and something like that, and the car sinks. He crawls out of it, and they pretty much cover up that he had any involvement
The
with it.
kid died.
The kid drowned to died,
Mm.
right? But that completely changed him. He was like against his dad like at the end because he pretty much took away all power that he had in the company when he had the stroke and all the decisions he made. He pretty much like threw him out
Hmm.
pretty much. And right at the very bottom, when his father found out, and they're like, we're going to take care of you, we're going to cover this up, we're going
Hmm.
to take care of you. And the entire of season 2, he is like super devoted to his dad.
Mm.
And it's like he's not there.
Empty.
He's like empty, and a lot of people aren't kind of realize it, but he's empty in such a way that you think that he's 100% like back under the father, back under that, he's going to be molded, and he's going to be next the person who's going to succeed
Hmm.
in the father's position. The end of season 2.
Are you spoiling? I said
Oh
I want to
my
watch it
god.
though.
The end of season 2, Kimberly,
Don't tell
is
me. Don't tell me.
so amazing. Like Succession does a good job, especially with his character. I
Hmm.
enjoy truly watching him, and the actor does I want to seriously
This
what
is too much
Succession.
spoilers already though.
Maybe
Oh my
is I've
gosh.
given you a plot point, but I'm not going to give away anymore.
Okay.
It is truly a good show. I'm not even talking about the other children or whatnot. The weird sex pervert one is probably the most honest one in a weird way.
Hmm.
Probably he actually has they all have good heads on their head. I don't know if I've said that.
Shoulders.
Good head on his shoulders, and he's a weird one. I don't think he likes the act of sex.
Hmm.
He prefers to just jerk off, which is weird in a way. He has like a girlfriend and stuff, and she kind of reveals that they don't do that like at a big like important meeting type of thing.
Why
Ew.
are you still spoiling
I'm
right now?
sorry, sorry, but
I just said that
I'm
I
so
was planning
sorry.
to watch it. Ugh.
What Succession?
I will.
It is good TV, and I'm looking forward to watching the third season. I think they're going to get a fourth season. I can't remember, but fan fucking tastic television. Quite looking forward to the next season. So yeah, you watch anything as good as that?
No, I haven't, but I just remembered something
Uh,
actually. Last night I watched a movie.
oh, okay. What movie?
Um, it was Bastille Day with Idris Elba and Rob from Game of Thrones. What's his name?
Yeah,
Richard
Richard
Madden.
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 Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen clips of that on YouTube.
Yeah, that's the reason I watched it. It was going through
Oh,
shorts on YouTube and it came up the part where
he steals the thing.
yeah, he
Yeah, I've seen
pickpockets.
that so many
Yeah,
times.
I've never seen it actually. So I saw it last night. I was like, okay, I guess that's what I'm watching tonight.
So how was the movie? I don't even know what it's about actually.
It's about so Idris Elba's character is a CIA agent and Rob, his name is not Rob. Richard's I'm just gonna call him Rob. No, I won't do it. And
Uh huh.
Richard Madden's character is a pickpocket. It's set in France and They basically team up
Oh,
to take
quotation
down like a
marks.
terrorist syndicate. But
A pickpocket and a CIA agent
all
team
right,
up
so
to
this
take
is
down a
what happened. This is
terrorist.
what happened. So one day,
One day.
one day, the guy sees this lady and she has a bag on her,
Okay.
the pickpocket guy,
Hmm.
right? And he thinks that she has something valuable in the bag. So his instincts are
Uh,
freaking out, obviously,
to
and
steal
he
it.
picks the bag exactly from her. He finds it. He
That's a
looks in,
bomb.
not found, right. He didn't find the bomb. It was in a teddy bear.
Oh my
So
god,
he
there
took
was a
out the teddy
bomb.
bear and he saw it. And he was like, "It's just a teddy bear," and she had put her wig in there, so it was a wig, a teddy bear, and her phone. Nothing
Uh-huh.
important. So he's like, "Whatever," and he threw it on the trash. So when he threw it on the trash, he walked like 4 or 5 steps away, and it blew up and people died
Oh
because there were people
boy.
there. But he didn't know that there was a bomb. But then when he realized that
Yeah.
it came from the area where he threw the thing, he was like,
Oh
and then
shit.
he got out of there. So the CIA found him,
Well, of course they did.
right? And so Idris Elba goes to bring him in, and he does, and la la la. He's telling him he's not the one,
He's just
and
a pickpocket.
that scene takes place in one of the safe houses that they have there.
Hmm.
Um, I'll just skip to the end,
Okay.
like I do, because it's okay.
Is it okay movie or was it just? It's for the way you seem it just like it was meh.
It was like a 6, a 5, 6. It wasn't that great. It
It was
wasn't.
something.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And it turns out though, as we see, that it was not. I guess they are a terrorist group. They
Mm-hmm.
were embedded. I want to say in the police force, the French police force.
Oh,
They
okay.
called them a rapid unit, but they look like SWAT.
Yeah.
So I guess
SWAT.
that's what they
Yeah.
are.
It's mostly. Yeah.
They were a SWAT group. Anyhow, so yeah,
How you just stop? You're like, doesn't matter because it's just. It was meh.
hmm, it could have been better,
Better.
maybe. I don't know. There's something that I realized, right? So in the beginning, when Idris Elba was chasing, I keep saying Richard Madden. When he was chasing him, they had a on the roof scene.
Mm-hmm.
He was chasing after him on top rooftops. And that was in the beginning of the story.
Mm.
And you know what I
Were they like
find?
jumping from rooftop to rooftop or something?
Well, the rooftops were connected
Oh, okay. So,
on that area.
mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, um, when they have scenes like that in the beginning of a movie,
Mm-hmm.
this is what I said to myself. They better really bring the action later because you can't just bring a scene like this in like the beginning and then have nothing to show in the end.
Mm.
But I felt like it kind of was like that.
As the
Cause
movie progressed, the action became
yeah,
less and
and they
less.
had, having guns and powder and gas mask. These things do not make action. Having fight scenes, it's not enough if it's not done the right way. I felt like
Yes.
what I remember is them running on the rooftops.
That was the most interesting part that the
And
movie.
it shouldn't have come at the beginning, is what I mean.
Mm.
Or if it did, then they should have pulled out like the everything for later on.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah,
Speaking
yeah.
of movies and stuff, I'm here. I'm trying to remember a group of movies that have really good fight choreography in them.
Do
There's
I know it? Do
I
you?
no, it's one that I was supposed to suggest you years ago. I can't remember the name, but I remember, I think it was set in like it wasn't was it
I know what
Taiwan?
you're talking about.
What?
It's by the guy who did Gangs of London, right?
I think so. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we talked about this.
Oh, I need to find those. I think we need to watch those. We should actually do because I think there's two of them.
I did though. I don't want to watch it again.
I want to watch. I'm gonna watch them.
You know what they
I
said?
remember they was
They
really good.
took one of those scenes was taken, um, or multiple of them were taken just a what they call them, a
One take
one take,
shot.
and yeah.
Yeah,
So if
yeah.
they messed up,
It
they
would
had
have
to do
been
the
to the whole thing
whole
over.
thing all over again.
Mm. There's also I don't. You ever watched the Netflix Daredevil show?
No.
It is. It's funny enough. In my opinion, it's probably the best Marvel thing that they did on Netflix because it has some of the best fight choreography like ever. Like
What is Daredevil though?
Daredevil is the blind superhero who is deaf, but his hearing has heightened because he got hit with a chemical that blinded
Didn't you
him.
talk about this before?
I did, but anyways, well, the good fight choreography in that series, like I really do enjoy it, and I like stuff like that. I've been thinking about it. You mentioned the whole action and stuff, like stuff that has really good choreographed fights
Hmm.
is something that I really like and see. I don't mind shootouts and stuff, but I want to see the bad guy and the good guy beat the shit out of each other in a really good like fight scene. You know, just
Yeah.
some really good punches and kicks and shit. Just like some good stuff like that. I've been realizing that maybe I should watch like some old kung fu movies or something.
Ah,
There's some good old ones that I remember watching as a kid. Some a lot of you ever realize that a lot of kung fu movies as well tend to have like comedy as well. Like they tend to the ones I
I don't
remember
know.
watching like a lot of comedy kung fu stuff. Hmm.
Maybe it's because Kung Fu kills and they want to soften it or something like that.
No, maybe it's all the Jackie Chan stuff that I watched as a kid as well.
Yeah, a
He
lot of
tend
his
to
stuff had some comedy.
I miss truly I miss stuff like that he has done. They don't find a lot of actors that do all their stunts and actually are good at their stunts that like him. That type of
I think, do you know Ma Dong-seok,
Madong so yes.
the Korean guy?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think he does all of his stuff actually, and I really like him.
I watched that thing when he was like the police officer and
Which one?
I'm so sorry. You're
I think
correct.
no, no, no.
You're
I think
correct.
there are
There are
multiple,
multiple
to
where
be
he's
honest. And
there were multiple.
do you remember? Was it The Outlaws? I think that might be what you're talking about.
It's the one where the flamboyantly dressed criminal dude, I think he was Chinese, was coming into
It's the guy
Korea.
with the shades,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah, that's The Outlaws,
Ah,
or
okay.
just Outlaws. There's a second movie. I think it came out recently.
Ah, okay.
To that,
Is
so I want to
Matt
watch it as
Donsuk
well.
still in it? Is he still in it?
Yeah,
Okay, I'll watch that as well too. I remember liking the first one. But yeah, I like that stuff. You
me
know, just
too.
like good choreographed fight scenes and just good old punch action type of stuff.
Yeah. He has some other things that he did as well. I think it was it called Bad Boys or Bad Dogs? Hold on, let me look it up. Let me look it up. Because there was a time when I went on a whole Madong Suk
Like viewing spree.
marathon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was a series. Oh, let me
Was he
look it
also
up.
a cop in this one?
No, he's a criminal.
Ah, he could play both parts. To be quite honest, when I first saw him in Outlaws, I thought he was a criminal, but it turns out he was the police officer.
Okay, I'm trying to look it up, but it's failing me. Mad Dogs? No, Mad Dog is something else.
Why not just look at the actor and then look at the stuff that he's been in?
Wow, you're really intelligent today.
I know.
The Bad Guys. That's what it's called. The
I
Bad
remember
Guys.
you talking about this. You talked. I think you brought it up to me some time ago. The bad guys.
Is
Isn't it
it?
the one where like a bunch of criminals trying to steal something or something like that?
No, they weren't trying to steal. So they were taken out of jail
Right.
by
The,
this guy in the police force.
hmm
Um,
To do some to go undercover or something like that.
Not necessarily go undercover. These guys, these criminals are taken out of jail,
Hmm.
or they don't spend their time in jail and they're put in this like program. And it is one where they will take down other criminals. So they help the cop
Okay.
guy, to take down other people,
Okay.
basically. It's not bad. It's good. There's a lot of action,
Mm.
and I like action.
I love action.
Exactly,
It
exactly.
keeps my blood pumping.
I think there are at least two or three in that series. Maybe it was a movie.
Mm.
Was it a movie?
I don't
It's
know.
probably a movie. Madon Suk doesn't do shows, television shows, does he? Or does he? Nah, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, it was good.
Hmm.
Yeah, he does all of his actions, so yeah,
There's a lot of work to do. I
he can
wanted to
do
do
it
like
though.
I wanted a long time ago. I wanted to be like a stunt double,
I have never heard this.
but I realized that my body that has been in pain from the time I was like in puberty would not allow such things
Uh-huh.
to occur. You know, so yeah, I kind of squashed that dream altogether. But
Mm.
speaking of action, I've been playing something that I think you might like. Um, it's not a new game, but it's something that I've been playing on and off for a while now. It's called Dead Cells.
What is it about?
Okay, it's a side scroller, but is a what is called a roguelike. You know, you go through the stages, get new gear, get new loot, get new stuff, and if you die, you go back to the beginning and you come back forward again.
I don't like side scrollers in the first place.
What?
You know this already though.
I do actually, but I thought that you maybe you might. But it's good though. I've been playing it a lot, and I realized though that roguelikes, no matter what the difficulty of them are, I am not good at them. This is kind of why
Yeah.
I think I'm also kind of bad at Hades.
Mm,
So and others of the ilk, but I do and I do I think I like Dead Cells a lot because of just the way the character feels is good game feel for me of just
meaning?
character movement,
Uh-huh.
and it just clicked with me instantly. It's just like, yes, I like this. This is one of those
Uh,
games when I'm playing it with my controller and I'm just touching and I'm just this movement feels good to me.
hmm.
And if I die, it's not like, oh man, screw this game, too hard level. It's more like I fucked up, right? Because there's a good amount of control,
Hmm.
and I love that. I love how it feels like I'm so in control of the character, even when I'm moving super fast or super slow. But yeah, Dead Cells. I haven't gotten super far into unraveling all the story of it because it does get pretty hard in certain places. Because I remember I went into one area that I thought I was prepared for, and a giant fuck off boss was there, and I was like, oh, I should probably not have come here.
Mm.
But yeah, it's a good game.
Where do you play?
Where do I play? On PC.
Um,
You could get it on GOG. That's where I got it from. Just download it from GOG and start playing. I thought you would like it because I think it's something that you would enjoy as well. But now you mentioned that you don't like platformers, side scrollers type of thing, so I forgot all about that. But I still think you should give it a go.
well, we'll see.
Ah, that's a no, ladies and gentlemen. That's a no. But yeah,
No, it's a we'll see.
we'll see.
Well, I have nothing more to add.
Okay.
Um,
Well, thank you guys for listening to our weekly or monthly or whatever this is, Lee, roundup of things that we are
it's
enjoying.
our whenever we like roundup. My
Yes,
God.
of things that we've enjoyed recently, and we hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys in the next one.
Good night, everyone.